And now another in the series, Secret Confessions of Women, which shines the spotlight on something brand new. Websites, really successful websites devoted entirely to people who want to commit adultery, who want to be philanderers, and Kate Snow has stories from the front lines.
Diane, it is fascinating stuff. The technology, the internet, seems to be making it easier for housewives, for married women, to cheat on their husbands, and they have come out of the shadows to tell us their secret confessions in the past. But this morning, the women that agreed to talk to us are staying in the shadows. They asked that their faces not be shown on camera. We've also altered the voice of one of the women you're about to meet and changed their names.
Karen says she loves her husband, but after years of arguing with him about his lack of interest in sex, they went on what she hoped would be a romantic vacation without the kids.
First night he was tired, second night he was tired, third night he was tired, and I said, okay, I'm going to get a lover, because it truly hurt my feelings to know that we were away for 3 nights and he wasn't interested in sex. It really hurt my feelings.
After a dozen years of marriage, Deanna's husband just seemed to lose interest.
He's a wonderful guy, and I love him. He's just boring. He gives more of the attention to my son rather than to me.
Two women with a lot in common, both feeling undesired, unloved, unattractive, and both secretly cheating on their husbands.
I'm crazy about you, baby.
I'm crazy about you, Walter.
Unlike the on-screen romance in 1944's Double Indemnity, the modern-day affair isn't always so glamorous, dramatic, or funny. In fact, for today's desperate housewives, it's like shopping on eBay.
Went on the internet, married women looking for affair. I Googled it. I liked Ashley Madison because there was a lot of men to choose from.
I was shocked to see how many unhappy marriages are out there. It's sad in a way, but it is what it is. And before the internet, you know, people just struggle through their marriages.
Ashley Madison, it's a wildly successful online dating site geared specifically to married people. It's impossible to know exactly how many cheating spouses there are, but CEO Noel Biederman claims Ashley Madison has 3.5 million members, 70% male, and he expects that number to increase dramatically.
There's no doubt in our mind that 3.5 million is just the beginning. We believe that what we're really doing is cannibalizing an existing human behavior and condition. So we could end up having 20 or 30 million members. There's no doubt in our mind.
And that's just one website of many. They even have a commercial.
Happy anniversary, honey.
Isn't it time for AshleyMadison.com?
So with so many people taking advantage of this high-tech way to step out on their spouses, is cheating becoming more acceptable?
It's still very much taboo. You know, times really haven't changed that fact. What has happened today is that cheating is much more common, I think, than it was in the past, only because there are so many more vehicles for cheating.
I think it's interesting that if you poll most people, they would still call it taboo or immoral to cheat. But if you step back for a second and put people under a different condition and say, now, if you could cheat with no repercussions, a lot of people confess to wanting to do that or being open to doing that.
Karen and Deanna say they're happily involved in long-term affairs with men they've met online.
It has improved my marriage. I feel good about myself. I don't feel overweight. I don't feel unattractive. I feel like there's somebody out there that's very definitely interested in me sexually, and I don't argue about sex anymore.
But you've heard this before. Experts say an affair, no matter how it makes you feel, is no fix for an unhappy marriage.
It absolutely does not work in the end. Whether or not guilt, eats you alive in the end, or later your spouse finds out and it tears your relationship apart, the bottom line is honesty in the end is the best policy.
Karen has been with the same lover now for 3 years. Deanna for 2.5 years. Deanna calls it, you gasp, she calls it a temporary situation. She admitted, Diane, at one point that this is not a healthy way to live, and Karen told us in retrospect she probably should have gone with her husband for counseling. Both of them seem really conflicted about how much longer they can actually keep this going on. And Karen actually said that she thinks her husband, if he finds out, will be devastated.
And we don't have any sense how many are women on this website, how many are
70% male, they say, of the subscribers to the website. Again, we don't know if these are real numbers. The 3.4 million could be inflated, but
yeah. I was telling you, I remember reading long ago that
a husband and a wife both went on the website and met each other that way, but maybe it's urban myth. Who knows? Anyway, go on NBCnews.com. Tell us what you think.